So, we just did a quick overnighter. Trent and his boys, Lucas and Bruno, they wanted to do the Bridal Track and see Turon River. So we just did a quick overnighter. So I thought I would use that as a good test for the new turbo, intercooler setup and the shock absorbers. Because I haven't really done a decent run off-road with the shock absorbers. So we left here, went in through Zigzag, which is, you can't get right through now, it's closed. Well, they're fixing it, it's not closed permanently, so we ended up having to turn around and come back out. Anyway, it is what it is, no big deal. And then we went in Turon, spent the night at Turon, and then went and did the Bridal Track today, which you'll see in the clips further on. So, what did we achieve with the turbo? Bloody amazing. So, realistically, if I had whatever gear, I'm in a gear higher. So if I was going up a hill in 8th gear, well then it just motors up a hill. If I was going up a hill in 7th gear, it motors up in 8th gear. If I was back to 6th gear, predominantly most of them would still motor it up in 8th gear. If not, I'd be in 7th gear. So amazing. And even to hold the truck at 80, 90 kilometers an hour, you know, quarter, half throttle, if that. Intake temperatures, still not happy with the cooler, mainly with the scoop and that, so we'll have to muck around with that. Although, you know, it cruises along, and 80, 90 k's, we've got sort of 50, 60 degree intake temperatures, but it does climb up the long hills. But in saying that, the people I've spoken to with other cooler kits, they're still getting upwards of 100 degree temperatures up the long hills, and this was getting, you know, 90 to 100, 105 on really long climbs. The scoop in the bonnet, I'm going to have to put a fan on it. So I did make a scoop for the bonnet. That's sort of the first look at it. I'm going to change it up a little bit. We just wanted to see if that worked. I mean, the fact that it's not sealed to the bonnet, as you can see gaps through there, that probably doesn't help. But it's still, you know, the intake temperatures are still a lot better than when it didn't have it. You know, even when it gets up to, you know, 100 degrees within, you know, 100 meters, 200 meters of cresting the hill, you know, it's back down to 50, 60 degrees. So it is doing something. I think it should be more efficient, but it seems to be on par with the other kits out there, which surprises me a lot. Now the shock absorbers, bloody amazing. So they'd have to be one of the cheapest mods that you have to do to your Unimog. It was so much more comfortable. You know, we pretty much had dirt from the start of Zigzag, went in, had to turn around, came back out, then went to Capity, then back on the dirt, and then all the way through Turon River. Then we went to the Bridal Track. So we did a shit ton of dirt roads. There's corrugations, there was potholes. Amazing. Tire pressures and the shock absorbers, totally different truck. Anyway, so it was an awesome weekend, well worth it. I did the fuel mileage thing as well, because I'm using a lot less throttle to keep the truck at speed. So I think we did 567 kilometers, and we used about 110, 115 litres. So you do the math, you know, that's close to 19, 20 litres per 100. So we're actually getting a slightly better fuel economy. We'll see what it's like on a long trip, like freeway style trip, because it may be a little bit, you know, well, it doesn't really matter. The truck was using 22 litres per 100 no matter what I did. So the fact that, you know, we're at 19 litres now, that's a good thing. And we still haven't finished tuning it. Not that we're going to gain a whole lot anyway, but we still haven't finished tuning it. So we'll see how that goes. Justin from Bound Bear, he's given me a couple of ideas to have a crack at, so I appreciate that. And, you know, we'll see if we can get a little bit better. And we've wound it back a little bit now. You know, I'm running sort of 22, 23 pounds of boost. And the engine just travels right in that torque range. As I said, 80 to 90 kilometers an hour I'm using to accelerate from 80 to 90 kilometers an hour. I'm not even using third throttle. You know, quarter throttle and it just squeeze it. The boost comes up to sort of 18 pounds and it just pulls straight up to 90 kilometers an hour. So yeah, I mean, there are bigger kits out there. They're going to make more horsepower. You know, Justin's kits, they're going to make more horsepower. Jacob over in WA, he's using Linden stuff. You know, they're going to make more horsepower. I'm not going to deny that. We're using a 52mm inlet wheel, which is 11 blade billet wheel. You know, the Borg Warner or their equivalent that they're using is like a 60mm wheel. So they're going to make more power no matter what. Whether it's in the same, it's definitely not going to be in the same rev range that I am. But horses for courses. I wanted it drivability, motor up the hills, and not be flogging the piss out of it, and relatively good economy. And mate, it's done all that. So the desert trip is going to be unreal. Anyway, here's some footage of the weekend. Nothing crazy, but extremely happy with the outcome of the truck so far. Good morning, everyone. So we're up doing another trip. We're back to where it all started at Zigzag. You'll have to excuse the noise. I'm letting the guys down. Got Trent and his two boys, and Pete. We're meeting Pete at Kapiti, so we're going to be doing zaps through the Zigzag and Nunes, and then come out of Kapiti, go and camp the night on the Turon, and then do the Bridal Track tomorrow. So Trent and his boys should be here any second. I'm just letting down the tyres. And then we're good to go. So here's Trent with his Tank 300, the big 33s. He thinks he's a big boy now. And the two boys in the car here. Say hi. Hi. Say hello.
So hello.
Say, I'm actually quite surprised how this thing goes for Chinese, but
it's quite easy.
it goes well. 33's fit with no lift too, by the way, people, which is quite cool. So it'll be interesting. Yeah, I've converted Trent from go fast cars to go slow cars, so be a good weekend. He's been through Zigzag before, but we're going to show him a couple of the power line trails, and but yeah, we're not going to drive anything too hard here because we want to get through to the Turon. What the hell is this? This is the Powerline Trail, people. This is what we would call Moon Rock. And now there's fences everywhere. What the hell? Anyway, I'm going to go show Trent it anyway, and we'll go from there. So we've made it to the Turon. Not our usual spot, actually. It was taken. So we're on this section. Pete's having a crack with the chainsaw. Beautiful still. So Trent and the chef for the weekend is over there. We're over here. Pete's up there. We've got the firewood going. We're learning how to cook. Well, I'm learning how to cook. So we're slow cooking. What's wrong, boys? Are you having fun yet?
Yeah.
Yeah? Was it what you thought it would be?
No, much better.
Much better. Well, that's a start, isn't it? At least they're not going to go home and say it was boring. So, how long is that going to take to cook?
I'd say 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
It's not even on the bloody fire. I'd have it sitting over the fire burning the shit out of it by now.
Do we have that tiny little table?
Yeah, why, do you want it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that, nearly... What's the time?
10 to 5 minutes.
So what have we had it? 3 hours, 4 hours?
Started at 2, didn't it?
Yeah.
Nearly 4 hours, and look at it, we're not even on the fire yet. And it's nearly cooked. It's a hell of a fire now too, by the way. I don't think I've spent this much time looking at food on the video. What are we doing, boys? Nothing much. The enthusiasm. Hey? This one's done the Rubik's Cube about 30 times, 40 times. Scout's chilling in a chair as usual.
After she played soccer and got tired with the boys.
Yeah.
And ate their ball.
The two females just chilling over there.
I thought you were
The light is fading fast. From this old town we gotta go. Our bags are packed, so what we waiting for? There's no point in delaying what we both already know. Escape this time with me. Escape this time with me. We could rent a room and watch the stars dance round the moon. Fall asleep to the sounds of the sea. With you right by my side, it's such a sweet life. Escape this time with me. Escape this time with me. Nowhere else to be. Escape this time with me. Escape this time.
Another glorious morning on the Turon River. Got a little bit chilly last night. Even Scout. Tell me what people think of whether she should be allowed to wear this or not. Bridget has made her start wearing a jacket at night. Also because a lot of people keep calling her a boy when she's a girl. So maybe that will make everyone realise that she is a girl. But anyway. Beautiful morning. Nice having a chef on duty. Another beautiful breakfast, beautiful dinner. So we're going to drive up the river today. There's a big tree that's blocking it, so we're going to have to pull that down. Let's see how the boys went on their first camping trip.
Look at the boys at the cafe.
Hey, what's going on here?
Cafe Bridget. Hot chocolates with marshmallows.
Hot chocolates, marshmallows.
Toasted sandwiches over the fire.
How was the first camping trip with chasing the dog, huh? We know we're only halfway through it at the moment.
Chasing the dog alright? The dog's alright, huh? Chasing the dog's a hero. They like chasing the dog better than Dad.
Doesn't tents bring back memories? Don't know if I could ever sleep in a tent again.
What's
But anyway, I don't know if I could sleep in a tent again.
No good?
Oh fuck, I'm spoiled now.
Yeah, I know, right? You the Taj Mahal.
Yeah.
It's amazing. As if you know what, with that Sam, as if you wouldn't go camping every weekend. Just pack it up and go.
Come on, Pete. Always reliable, Pete. This is Trent's first time at driving through water. Well, this weekend. He drove through earlier, but yeah. I mean, these boys are loving it. Pretty surprising how capable these are for a stock car. All he's done is put 33, so no lift, no nothing. 33's fit. And you know, they got all the electronics, front rear lockers, all that stuff factory, so value for money, I'd have to say they're pretty good. Still no MOG, obviously.